You're listening to Coffee Break Theology, a King of Kings podcast.
Coffee Break Theology, welcome back. So excited. Godly masculinity is this season's topic, and we're doing this great series on the men of God. I'm loving this. I'm Greg.
And I'm Marcus. I love it too. Today we're talking about Daniel, the man who stood firm. Hey, we said it again.
Yay.
He stood firm in a culture designed to pull him away from God.
You know, it's interesting. I feel like today in our world, like everything is just trying to pull at us one way or another.
Yeah.
And in a direction. Marketing's $1 billion business, and it works.
Yeah. By the time this episode airs, the Super Bowl will be over. But for us today, here and now, recording this, it's going to be in a few days.
Yeah.
But thinking about that, we're going to be bombarded with ads that were purchased for crazy amounts of money. I don't even know what they go for anymore.
No.
It used to be like $1 million for 30 seconds, and now I'm sure it's way more than that.
Yeah.
But all these ads are trying to get us to do something.
Right.
They're trying to get us to buy something, to eat something, to be like someone out there.
Yeah.
And some of the time, a lot of the time, if we're being honest, especially for us Christians, they're aimed to get us to compromise on our values.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Super Bowl ads always were. I felt like last year's Super Bowl ads were kind of a dud.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So hopefully
It's been a couple of years, I think, since we had
this year's a little bit better. I feel like it's been a while since we've had ones that you're like, oh, I'm going to talk about that for a while, right? So yeah. Anyways, sorry. You know, in Daniel's time, he arrived in Babylon, right? There was pressure to compromise.
Oh yeah.
There were things pulling them all sorts of ways.
Yep.
And it was in everything, even down to what they ate.
Yeah,
they were
exactly.
told to do it this way.
Right. And in Daniel 1:8, Daniel responds to this, but Daniel resolved that he would not defile himself with the king's food. There were certain things that the Hebrews, they weren't allowed to eat.
Right.
And that's what the king was offering.
Right.
And Daniel said, nope, not for me and my boys.
Right. And that's the key. The key. Daniel decided before the pressure came. And that's a key difference. Like when we set resolute before what the pressure is, right? I think then we can stand firm even greater.
Yeah.
Right. Just knowing this is my conviction. And so he didn't wait until it was in front of him and then have the temptation and then like, oh, what do I do? What do I do?
Absolutely.
So that was a good character integrity choice.
Yeah. And I think, choosing ahead of time where that line is, you know where to stand.
Yes.
Because then if you're in the moment, you don't know where the line is, you can't see it. You just keep taking steps back and you're like, I don't know where the line should be even. And so all of a sudden you're way further back than you thought you were and more further back than you should be.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, he Luther explains in the first commandment explanation, you shall have no other gods. That's the first commandment.
Yeah.
It fits perfectly. Whatever you set your heart on and you put your trust in, that's truly your God.
Yeah.
You might say something, but whatever you actually trust in. And so for Daniel's heart was set on God.
Yeah.
He truly trusted God. So that was his God.
And it can be so difficult in the moment to resist forbidden things. Like, we have to be, like Daniel, vigilant and prioritize our trust in God. Like that's an important part. We just have to be resolute in that and have that as our resolve.
Right. And we've talked about the devil already a few times in here, but his goal is to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to demolish you. He wants to eradicate you from God's love. That's his goal. And what he likes is an easy target. The easier he can fulfill that goal of his, the better. If he can get you to succumb to that temptation without a fight, he's got you. Right. He's got you. He's got his hooks in you.
Right.
And he's sneaky. He loves to strike when you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And going back to my favorite verse, 1 Corinthians 16:13, it says, be watchful.
Right.
And this is why, because the devil is playing tricks on you.
Yeah.
Be able to discern what's going on around you.
Yeah. As soon as we proclaim Jesus, we get pulled into that fight immediately. I kind of put it like the moment you're baptized, there's a target on your, like a circle on your back. The moment you get confirmed and say, yes, this is my faith, a bigger circle on your back. The moment you get married, a bigger circle because that's a union that is biblical. And so as we're doing biblical things, that target is there. And here's the deal. Like Satan wants to take you out. Like he's not playing. He doesn't want to harm you. He doesn't want to hurt you. He wants to destroy you, and he wants to do it quickly. And compromise is one of the quickest tried and true methods that he has. This is to Eve, right? Did God really say, do not touch. He didn't say eat.
Right.
Right? Do not touch.
Yep.
And it was like, no, he didn't say that. But again, it was a compromise that he was looking for.
Right. And I've heard this about the devil and the way he does this. He gets you to change what God says just a little. He teaches you half truths.
Correct.
And the other thing I've heard about it is he's been fighting this war way longer than we have.
Right.
He's been at this thousands of years.
Right.
The millions and billions of men that he's fought against and women that he's fought against. He's better at this game than I am.
You're not going to outwit Satan.
No, not at all.
You are incapable of doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we have a God
who
is bigger than him.
Amen. And that's what we stay with our conviction.
Exactly. And that's how Daniel fought off his compromise. Right. He had an issue. They were trying to get him to compromise, and he said, nope, conviction. I have that in God, and we need that as well. How do we get it though? Like how do we prioritize that trust? How do we make that something that we can use as well?
Yeah, and it's really, really quite simple, right? Pray and be in the Word. So if you're sitting there going, okay, pray, what does that look like? Just in the midst of something that you feel like is pulling you away, just say, Lord, guide me.
Yeah.
That's it. Just those 3 words. Lord, guide me. Yeah. And you have that prayer. And then getting into the Word, and you want to know a word, go to Proverbs. Just read the proverb of the day. So if it's the 15th day, read Proverb 15. Nice. It's the 8th day of the month, read Proverbs 8. So just get into the Word. It's simple, right? And you know, in the Reformation, Luther was pressured to recant, with his life. I mean, it was like either turn away from this or you're going to die. And there was very much like a commonality of that. Luther was he wasn't the first reformist, but he's the first reformist to survive.
Right.
And so he said, my conscience is my captive to the Word of God.
Nice.
His conviction tied him to the Scriptures and said, I will give it all up for what the Word says.
Right. That's conviction that allows the standing firm.
Yeah.
It allows that.
Yeah.
Luther believed and Daniel believed in a God who is and he is what he says.
Yeah.
God reveals himself to us.
Totally.
And so if you know who God is, then you know what he says, and you know that he's going to be the victor in all of these things.
Yeah.
And just like the rest of the men we've been talking about, Luther had that conviction. Daniel has that conviction.
Yeah. Yeah. I love, as we're looking at the, Daniel and the life of Daniel 6, he's a leader in the king's government. He's found favor when others aren't, and they don't like that. So they convince the king to make this law that praying to a god or a man other than the king was illegal. Now Daniel's not looking for trouble. He wasn't pressing things, but he also wasn't going to hide from it either.
Exactly. Right? And so he's taught, and he knows he should pray. So he prays to God, even though he knew it was illegal.
Yeah.
And he didn't hide it. He didn't shut himself up and try to keep it from everybody.
Right.
He did it. And his opponents were aware of this. They knew he was going to do it, so they were ready for him. They caught him. They told the king. But for us today, what we can learn from this part of it is we're to submit to authority.
Yeah.
But there's a caveat to that. God sets up governments.
Yeah.
And God's in control still. But when authority tells you to do something that's contrary to his will, that's when you stand up and say, no, thank you.
Yeah. And the way I do this with submission to authority within our church, within our denomination, and even within, like when we were going through COVID and all that stuff, I had to always ask myself the question is this in the way or is this in my way? And if it wasn't in the way, then I had to relent to the authority and say, this is in my way. And that authority has authority over me.
Sure.
And so that's one way we can do that. But, and how we look to stand firm like David.
Yeah.
Or Daniel, sorry.
Oh, both.
Oh, both stood firm. Yeah.
So and you can ask yourself, would I do that?
Right.
Can I do that? The answer is yes. Like I would say, yeah, I think so. But again, I think so based on my own merits and my own willpower and all that stuff. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But Daniel knew who could help him do that.
And he did it. I mean, in the face of this is one of those kind of stories that we struggle to identify with, especially as 2026 Americans from the United States. But but Daniel is up against being literally eaten by lions.
Yeah.
Like the teeth of the ferocious beast aren't enough to deter Daniel to compromise. And he wouldn't regret his convictions.
Yeah, and I think, we don't face those.
No.
If somebody said you have to do this or you're going to get eaten by a lion, like, I don't know how strong my conviction is there, especially if it's standing right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Andy Stanley says this: your greatest regret, speaking, Daniel doesn't regret this, but your greatest regret will almost always stem from a decision where you compromised your values.
Yeah.
Daniel refused to create that kind of regret. There just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. And the result, right? God's protection and Babylon's king recognized and saw God's power. Right? This was a transformation witness moment.
Yep. And Daniel was safe in the den. It says the angel shut the mouths of the lions. What does that mean? Either he was really strong, which is likely. He could have just shut their mouths. But what I like to think is the angel had some snacks for those lions, so they wouldn't be worried about eating them. What do you think those snacks were?
Yeah. Gosh, maybe little kibbles and bits.
Some meow mix.
They're cats. Yeah.
Meow mix.
So, yeah, just little
bacon strips.
Yeah. When I go to Africa and do the safaris, I always just carry around a little cat treats in my pocket just in case I run into a jaguar or a lion.
A lion, yeah.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen?
I'm ready. No, I didn't. I didn't see a lion. We did see the tail of a jaguar. So yeah, we didn't see a lion. So saw lots of crocodiles.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, we face the same cultural pressure today that Daniel did.
Yeah.
I mean,
we do.
Maybe not a lion's den, but there's always temptation to downplay our faith, especially to fit in.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like our convictions aren't to be stubborn for stubbornness' sake, right? They're to be convicted for the truth and the love of God. Right.
Yeah. Being stubborn is one thing, but
right.
Stubbornness to stand firm in his word is not, I don't know if that's necessary. Yes.
No.
So here's a challenge for you, for everybody listening. Decide one non-negotiable in your walk with God.
Yeah.
And then live it out.
Yeah.
What that might look like.
Yeah. And I think when you decide it now, right, not in the face of temptation, that's Daniel level conviction. And honestly, like, then you'll look and you'll say, this is where I can see the way out of temptation, which God promises, because you're already prepared for what's to come.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for this week. We're done with Daniel. Next week, we're going to Peter.
Hey, New Testament.
We're getting there.
New Testament guy.
And we're also going to learn why Peter never learned this old adage.
Yeah.
Better to keep your mouth shut and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Kind of like me, I suppose, or you, but
that's good.
We'll talk about it next week.
I like that.
See you later.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Coffee Break Theology. Be sure to tune in next time, and remember to check out our other podcast series available on every major podcast listening service.